Team, real quick, we'll go shoot the video downstairs. What's going on? How you? You want to explain to them what short-term gratification versus long-term fulfillment means?
It means not sacrificing the long-term goal for the short-term goal. All right, taking basically the path of most resistance, not least resistance. That's essentially what it means to me.
That was a good answer. I like it. That was a good answer. All right, let's go talk about wealth generation skills. Wealth generation. Are you generating wealth?
I am generating wealth. I'm generating wealth in terms of knowledge, because you cannot place a price tag on knowledge, because knowledge is priceless. What can you do with knowledge? I mean, you can cure cancer, you can solve famines in the world, and I mean, you can change your whole entire family lineage. So now I'm creating wealth in knowledge, not in monetary. This isn't real. This is fake, but this is real.
Here in my garage. Knowledge. Nah, I'm joking. But seriously, like he hit it home. That's Marty right there, lead sales guy, lead sales. We're going downstairs because we're talking about stuff. Honestly, I feel like the vibe is not there. Is it there? Do you guys think the vibe is there? I don't know. It looks a little weird in here. Let's go back in my room. Let's just do it there. I feel like the vibe is in my room. The wealthy mindset. What does it mean to have a wealthy mindset? First thing, I don't know the exact definitions off the top of my head, but so there's a difference between being rich and being wealthy. And I think people get it messed up because being rich is more of a short-term thing, I think. Let me just clip this on. I think it's more of like rich is like $1 million and then wealthy is like $1 billion, right? When you think of wealthy, you think of like long-term growth, which is the exact reason why I asked one of my developers exactly what short-term gratification versus long-term fulfillment means to him and, what it is. And it's crazy because actually have a really interesting story that just happened in my business. So if you guys didn't know, I'm a cryptocurrency entrepreneur and I run a digital course called Fundamental Secrets. And it's basically a mid-range course about the same price of every other course you've ever seen online. I have another one, which is a top tier, and it's called VIP Access. And basically the goal for me was with VIP Access was to help people with larger sums of money with millions of dollars to help them trade. I wasn't giving financial advice, but I was simply just getting them into cryptocurrency in a more tailored way. But what happened was, people have too many businesses. And I think this is a big downfall. It has nothing to do with the wealth mindset, but I'm going to bring it home. I promise I'll bring it home. But basically, people do too many things. And having one business that's generating $600,000 a month, $500,000 a month, $300,000 a month, that's more than enough. Like most humans can't even do that. So me trying to generate basically a whole new business, right? And it's 25K VIP access. The product started sucking. Because I was focusing on my other business that was generating way more money. So I took the wealth mindset, right? I took the wealth path by refunding hundreds and thousands of dollars. My VIP access was 25 grand per person. So I refunded hundreds of thousands of dollars to take the long-term growth over short-term gratification. Literally all of last month's profits were pretty much wiped off the board with these refunds, just for the simple fact that I needed more time to focus on our main product at hand, which brings me to the point I'm trying to tell you guys. People that have wealthy mindsets, they think in long, super long time frames, like 20 years, 30 years, 40 years. They're trying not to change their life today. They're not trying to change their life in a year. They're thinking about how they can change the world in a long period of time, and they're executing according to that, right? And I have a really long goal, and maybe you do, and maybe you don't, right? Whatever the case is, that's the first thing I think in a wealthy mindset is having long-term versus the short-term, always sacrificing the short-term. And nobody's perfect, right? Look, I got an energy drink. This is I'm not perfect, right? Sometimes I feel tired. I have to drink some caffeine. And this is an example of sacrificing the long-term for the short-term. We know that the long-term health benefits of this is horrible. This is an energy drink, right? It's good though. I'll tell you that. That's a tasty energy drink. But I'm telling you right now that the long-term, we got a long-term part of this video. Okay, so the long-term of drinking an energy drink sucks, but the short-term is that today I get more productive, right? That's basically what I'm doing right now. But if I were smarter, and I will, and I'm actively getting there, I'm going to eventually cut off caffeine, because if you understand how caffeine works, it has a half-life It keeps you up all night, gives you lower quality sleep, which then makes you tired during the day, right? So that would be the long-term way of looking at it, right? So I think I hit that home pretty decent. I gave you guys a couple examples of sacrificing, the short term for the long term. That's definitely a wealth mindset. Another one that's a wealth mindset. People think it's all about money. It is not about money. It's about really you. Okay, so like if you want a successful life, whatever success means to you, all it is a game of modifying who you are as a person. It's not like going to YouTube and making sure you get advertising. It's not like posting this high quality video. At the end of the day, those are byproducts of you, right? Those are all secondary, second and third order consequences to your actions. So wealthy people, they invest in things like love. They invest in things like health, right? They make sure they're on point, which I'm completely contradicting myself and I'm manning up to it on the video. But what I'm explaining to you guys is they look at different variables of their life. It's not just about money. Personally, I got this from Ty Lopez. Thank you. Thank you, Ty Lopez. But it's health, wealth, love, and happiness. If you are not hitting all four of these, you're not thinking long-term. You're not having a wealth-like mindset. And I know it sounds corny, but it's the exact truth. I remember a time, the developer you're talking to, he's trying to find his path. And at one point, he just worked out really hard and he was like kind of like doing fitness on YouTube. And my business was doing 50K a month. So I sacrificed the short term for the long term. And I tell him, look, I'm gonna pay you $5,000. You're gonna come to my house and you're gonna completely obliterate me in physical fitness, right? I'm talking about waking up at 5 a.m. I'm talking about, ice cold baths. So one time we almost got frostbite. I'm talking about running 10 miles a day, 7 miles a day, consistently, 150 pull-ups, 1,000 push-ups. Like I'm serious. Like we were so done to the point where I overtrained my body so much that my business struggled that month, right? To the point where like we went from 50 grand to like 10 grand and I was struggling. It was bad. It was horrible. But then right after we kind of finished up that month, it wasn't even a whole month. It was so bad. We only could do it for like two and a half weeks. As soon as we started finishing up, he started lightening it up on me, seeing that my business is failing. We went from 50K a month to our next month, we did $170,000 in sales. Now, the whole point of this is that I literally let my business die on purpose to fix myself. And then my business almost tripled in sales, more than tripled in sales the next month. So again, this really does work. Sacrificing the short term for the long term is pretty much everything. And if you want to have that wealth mindset, you need to think about yourself in other ways rather than just making money. If all you think about is just making money, you're thinking like a rich person, right? And that can be taken away from you. If you want to think like a wealthy person, investing in long-term things like your health is everything, right? Money doesn't mean anything if you have to spend it on cancer bills or whatever the case is, having a big issue with that in your life. That's definitely another wealth mindset. When I started getting that income as an entrepreneur, like real income, like more than like 10K a month,
Right.
like that's like real income. What shifted me to like thinking, what shifted me? When I started burning out, because I realized it's like, all right, I'm just gonna do more. Like I'm making 10K a month, great. Now I'm just gonna do the thing that made me a 10K a month, like way harder. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna do it. And then I started going really hard and I started working 18-hour days and sleeping 4 hours a day and just obliterating it. And you saw my income go from like 10K to like 15K to like 17K. And then it like died out. And then it just died out. And then basically I'll go on like a 2-week like binge of not doing anything because I'm so burnt out. And like I would just like die immediately, right? So that right there was like inconsistent. Like my income would go up to my activity and then it would drop and it'll go up activity. And I realized I was like, okay, let's do this a little bit smarter, right? It's kind of like a marathon, right? That's why I ran a marathon myself. It's like not really about those sprints. Those sprints are irrelevant in the grand scheme of things. The only thing we can never get back is time. So over time, if you execute consistently, just small amounts, bursts of energy to do it the right way, you'll get much more momentum and reach much more benefits. And it also came from books and just listening to other people as well. So it's not just that one experience, but I think that's what got me overboard is just kind of working smarter and like making sure these little variables, instead of just putting out more effort, like it's like almost like a balance of like working smart and hard at the same time. And then you have to migrate them. Like sometimes you have to work harder because you're being lazy. And then you have to go get someone to mess you up in physical fitness. But then sometimes you're working too hard and you have to kind of look back at what you're doing and make it more efficient and work smarter, right? So it's just like this constant balance. My mom, used to tell me, never trust somebody with extremes. And I don't think life lives in an extreme. I don't think life is like, extreme this way or extreme that way. I think it's like kind of a balance, right? And even though there's no such thing as an actual balance, like right in the middle, I think it plays like kind of like a, cycle, right? There's a cycle where you have to go hard, work harder, and there's a cycle where you have to work smarter. It's as simple as that. All right, so long story short, like at the end of the day, don't do what the first thing that comes to your mind. Do the first thing that benefits you specifically. I think about your health, wealth, love, and happiness. Whatever makes that better will directly tie into your business. Having a wealth mindset, in my personal opinion, is basically thinking long term and executing slowly but surely and consistent over a long period of time where everybody else is sprinting, running at the goal. You're just simply jogging. And over time, they die. They die out, they get winded, and you're just strolling along past them, right? That to me is the wealth mindset. Think in time frames of 30 years, not 2. And you'll usually be good and execute with all intensity. But that's it for this video, guys. If you like the quality of this content, hit like. If you don't, leave some constructive criticism. Guys, this is real. I'm going to be wrong all the time because this is real content. I'm not making any of this up. Subscribe for more video updates. And like I always say, if you don't get with it, you will get left behind. Thanks for watching this video, guys. Catch you in the next one.